Warning: the thoughts in this podcast are the thoughts of our own and our guest. Please don't sue us. Seriously, though, everyone, don't sue us. Thank you.
LTS.
Kick back, relax, and enjoy the LTS podcast.
My best friend.
Welcome, dear listeners. Tonight, I will be your host, Marcos Lopez. Coming to you live from the internet with me at the moment is Alan. Please introduce yourself.
What's going on, everyone? Marcos, thank you again for always inviting me on the podcast.
Yes. So, at the moment, one of our guests will be joining us, hopefully later on. But in the meantime, let us begin with Sensei Alan and myself. How was your week, Alan?
Thank God, man. Everything's been going well. Like always, not 100%, but it's going. What about you, man?
I've been busy, doing my own thing. We were having a phone conversation with, again, the other host, Mr. J, and another friend. I'll also call him Mr. J Square, if you will. And I don't know why, but something clicked into me when you said, "Do you work out?" And I know that I was telling you my routine, right, Alan? And host that's not here, but he'll be in our hearts always. He asked me if I work out, and I plead the fifth. I didn't say anything. I didn't say yes or no, but I know I should to you, Alan, and Jose, and the listeners, of course, of this podcast, that I have been following a routine to wake up early, work out for at least half an hour, mainly for working my back, because that's the easiest thing to blow out in the long term as an older individual. I went to
You're not that old, Marcos. What are you talking about?
But I still blown it out at least 2 or 3 times since I was like 24.
If you'd be so kind, could you go over that routine with the listeners?
They are called what is it? Basically, to warm up, I start with like 40 push-ups. Straight off, wash, go to the Oval Office, come back, prep with the yoga mat. What are they called? They're called calisthenics? No.
What, like planks?
No, but I don't know the name of it, but let me just tell you the exercise. I start up with a warm-up of 40 push-ups every morning, right? Yesterday, I broke my record and made 50. And now, from there, I lay on the floor flat, like you said, planking style, but belly on the floor, chest on the floor, head to the left or to the right, feet together, and try to do my raise my back. Raise my chest.
Like a Superman?
No, raise my chest, keep my feet, the top of my feet planted on the floor and with them together, and raise it all the way up to the opening of the beginning of my stomach, the top of my abs, and go down like a push-up, but without using your arms, and just using your back muscles and a little bit your air when you breathe in. And do
so what is it, like an inverted sit-up?
I guess, yeah, there you go. And I do that 10 reps of 10 sets of 3 sets of 10. But I take my time. I don't rush because I'm still groggy in the morning. And then from there, I do I put my hands on the side as if I'm going to do a push-up with my back still, with my toes still, my feet together, and the top of my feet firmly planted on the floor, and do like a push-up, but dig in my hips to the ground, and do again 3 sets of 10, slowly controlled. I want quality, not quantity. And from there, I do those 3, those 30 in total, and one more time to finish it all off, I do 10 push-ups, and then I stretch my legs, my hips, I stretch my arms, my shoulders, I rotate my shoulders, I crack my neck, I circle, I do like a rotating my neck, all those things, and get ready that I also stretch my, sometimes, not always, I do some crunches on the floor, but mostly it's just my back. And get ready for the day. Roll out. Like 5:30, I'm done. and rolling out to do whatever comes my way that I have to do to go to work.
I hear you, man. That sounds like an awesome routine. How long have you been doing that for?
Since May, late May, early June. So it's been helping me.
Yeah, it's quite a while.
Yeah, I can't complain. I have no back. I mean, I do have soreness, like not heavy, like in a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 2, maybe 3, and can't complain of how much it's been helping me. I can't emphasize to everyone out there. You should always, if you can't do all the workouts, I just recommend do your back. At least, like if you can't work out your entire body, try to work out your lower back. That is the first thing
your lower back, stuff like that.
That's the first thing that always, you can blow out, and it's gonna put you out on the floor to the point that you're gonna go to physical therapy, because I did, and that's what I learned from the physical therapy. Over there, they put some hot towels and those electrical sensor things. What's the name of those?
Like electrodes or something?
There you go. Yeah, to like shock that area, to like loosen the tension. And he said, this is because you don't have pinching nerves, all those things, because I would feel the discomfort of walking. And he said, do you work out? And I said, yes, but you're not working out this area because you're slacking on this area. So my lesson to everyone is, if you're disciplined already in doing any exercise or whatever routine you have, besides dieting and all those things, is to never forget your lower back because we're sitting always.
Yeah, that sounds like great advice.
And then from there, when I get back from work, I get here like around 6 p.m. By 7 p.m. I'm working out again, 30-minute cardio at least, and that one is the full body. So,
okay. And between the hours, or let me rephrase this.
Okay.
So, are you the type of person that usually stands the whole day, or do you sit most of the day?
No, I stand the other way around.
Probably for our listeners, there are people that, whether it's because of school or work or whatever the case is, maybe they're parents. They might be either on their feet all day, or they're maybe in more of a sedentary type of situation where they're sitting down a lot of the day. But I mean, for the listeners, what's your situation, and how do you cope with your situation to remedy that?
Personally, I work at a coffee shop. Okay, nothing fancy, and at a courthouse, and I'm at the cash register. If I don't open the store, my boss opens. I open the store, and from there, I'd rather stand and be walking. Just walk, doing chores in the back in the storage room. Come back forward. 10 customers. If it's quiet, I go to the back and restock as much as I can the refrigerator, and then literally touch the door of the storage room. Come back, touch the door of the hallway, the wall of the hallway, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, I don't want to stay sitting. Like, sitting is my last resort always, because I want to put in the steps. So that's my little game in that I try to pass the time with, and sometimes listen to podcasts.
Okay. So you kind of gamify your steps while you're at work.
Yeah.
So do you have a certain number of steps that you try to accomplish, or that you set for a goal?
So for a long time now, it's been 5,000 at least. And
that's quite a bit of walking there, Marcos.
It's not a lot. I like back in the day, I would do over 20,000 or 25,000 steps. So because of whatever life happened to that I've gone through and all those things, 5,000 is the basic, my baseline right now, that my non-negotiable, if you will.
I'm just saying it because of the fact that I don't know how big or how confined the space you're in. So trying to, like, I can imagine maybe some people might look at you like, why is homeboy pacing back and forth so much?
Yes,
that's
someone did.
The only thing that comes to mind.
Someone did ask me, come up and ask me about that gentleman, and he said, why are you pacing? I saw you that you were pacing. Oh, I explained it that when I was recovering from my eye surgery, I would do that to create a mental picture of my surrounding, that I normally that I live a lot in my apartment. I would touch the door, touch the walls, like a mental image, but also like a physical, like a tactile insurance. Like this is there.
So you're trying to map out the area you're in, the environment.
Yes. And it's like you're saying, I'm gamifying it, and literally time flies when I'm doing that. I can be doing that for 2 hours straight, 3 hours. There's been times in the before times in 2020.
That's quite that's some sort of mental fortitude you have there, Marcos.
Just
It's not
coping.
easy for people. Yeah, I mean, Nate, it's not easy for anybody to get to the point where you are, and can find some sort of semblance of I'm going to make this my goal as far as steps, and actually accomplish it.
And it's not easy, it's easy to sit down and all this. And I find it very yes, you can feel when you sit down, like, yes, this is good. But no, I must continue. No, literally, I feel
sitting
it. Like,
down. Yeah, sitting down must feel amazing.
I want that amazingness, so I don't want that. So if I crave that amazingness, I need to put in the time.
Right.
That's my mental.
You don't take it for granted, basically.
There you go. Like when I did not eating for a week, food, your aspect for food, your appreciation for any food changes.
So you fasted for a week. Is that with water or without water?
Only water.
Okay, and after you broke your fast, what was your first meal?
I was dreaming about food by day 3. Like I started fasting on Sunday night. By Sunday night, that was my last meal. Didn't eat anything until next Monday morning, and I forgot what I was gonna do. But I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning because I was dreaming about food on Sunday night. I'm like, okay, my alarm was at 6, I think 7. My schedule was different back in those days. And I woke up at 3 in the morning. Food. Look for fruit, something like that. That fruit was heaven. And a pickle. Apple, pickle, I think a banana, and some berries, and a handful of walnuts.
Okay, so you broke your fast, and you kind of like went slowly back into eating solid food, right?
Yeah,
you didn't want to just
so good.
Yeah, you didn't want to just jump in, in the deep end of the pool with, saturated fat and, some fast food or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah, apples. Oh my god. I was like, I had an apple, a mouthful of apple in my mouth, and I was like, oh, the texture. I was thinking about the texture, like, oh. And then I felt how the mouth of my stomach opened up when the apple hit it down, like, and it was opening everything up down there. And I was drinking water along with it, though. So
that sounds wild.
Because to be honest, you stop doing number 2 by Wednesday. You only do number 1. You want to go to the bathroom, and you only do number 1.
So, do your bodily functions like?
What? What do you mean? They adapt. Like you can tell how your body when you're putting the struggle. I want to say when you put in the time, you feel how your body can adapt. I remember seeing my mom saying like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and she would start scratching the side of her like above her ear, and she would be playing with her hair, and she was nervous, like jittery when she was passing over a meal, and I would see that, and I was like, oh, let me test myself out first. The fasting was mainly to test myself out, and as a side effect, I lost weight. But still, having that drive to do anything, to put myself on the line, without dying, of course, and complete my goals, just made me appreciate myself and know that I can do it if need be.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's very interesting that your body kind of just adapted to the lack of food that was in your body, and how I'm pretty sure in that week's time your body must have went through a pretty peculiar change, maybe even weight loss
to survive. Yeah, like the side effect was
lightheadedness, maybe. I mean,
yes.
I can imagine secondary effects that maybe unwanted secondary effects, if you can call those,
And I was
like
serving my little
headaches?
brother food. I would always prepare his food and give it to him.
Okay.
And I would literally, there was one time I was making him, serving him rice. And I was looking at this spoon with rice. Like, should I clean this spoon?
Right.
No. And I literally grabbed the spoonful with my finger, with my index finger, was looking at the rice grains in my finger. No.
Okay.
Be gone, evil thoughts. But yeah.
All right. So, yeah, no, I can imagine the struggle it must have been for you to like abstain from eating. And again, how many times a day did you drink water, or was it like a constant like
I would
stream?
carry like a 32-ounce bottle. The one that I used, I don't know if you ever saw me when we used to go to the gym back in the day. I don't know if you ever saw me with a water bottle in my hand. That was like a 32-ounce gray bottle.
Okay. I
would
vaguely remember. Right.
I would carry that with me everywhere at hand. At that time, I think I didn't do the walking. I think that's where it started, to do the walking, just to run the time and listen to podcasts. Podcasts save my time there, and YouTube, ironically.
Your sanity more than anything else,
Yeah.
probably.
YouTube, I tortured myself and watched cooking videos mainly during that week.
But what was your whole thought process behind that?
I don't know, I was
Watching
like,
food videos while
I'm
you
craving-
were fasting.
I said I'm craving pizza.
Well,
I'm
yeah, craving
burgers.
is one thing for getting ideas to eat something, but isn't I mean, I would think that that's sort of like a form of punishing
Torture?
yourself, maybe
torture.
for
Maybe. Some say
Yeah, I mean,
torture,
you're
some
punishing
say
yourself.
punishment.
I mean, again, unless you're gonna tell me, oh, it was more of a disciplinary type of situation for yourself, where you're disciplined and being patient. So when you do decide to start eating again after that fast, it would be very rewarding. But also, I guess you can pick and choose what you were gonna start eating because you did have that discipline and that patience to do that. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't think about it that way during that time.
Right, that's my train of thought. I'm trying to like think of why you would subject yourself to that. But again,
Me neither. It was just to like if I can do it or not. I wanted to test myself.
fair enough.
Oh, and by the way, Mr. J is
Uh-huh.
here.
Hey, Mr. J, what's going on? If you're here, say hello.
Josue, I can see
Maybe
you're
he's
here.
just getting on.
He's probably getting on. Let's continue anyways.
Yeah, he's probably just warming up the mic or whatnot.
But yeah, tell me about yourself, Alan. What is the
Me,
ode to
myself, and
Alan?
I.
Yes.
An ode, a haiku. Yes, let me. My poetry. No, well, honestly, man, life has been good. I can't complain. I mean, I just ate earlier and I feel satiated. I feel great. As far as work has been great as well. Again, like I mentioned to you earlier, nothing is 100%, but everything is going well. So thank God, happy and healthy, family's well. I'm very excited, very joyous when it comes to recording the podcast with you guys. So it's always a positive thing, very, very good look for Saturdays.
Any
Other than
personal
that,
challenges?
I think personal challenge, yeah, definitely. And I think I mentioned to you before the recording, just obnoxious neighbors, having their get together and party next door and blasting their music. And I'm trying to, record a podcast here. It's not very helpful.
Hey,
But
the
other
struggle
than
is real.
that, I mean, as far as personal challenges, no, honestly, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I could say that would be really a personal challenge that I find find challenging for me to try to overcome. I mean, golly, what can I say? Maybe cutting down on fast food, maybe a little bit more, or what else?
Any routines, like personal besides work? Like what routines do you like? Do you have a step counter, or do you Do you count
Yeah,
steps
definitely. Yeah. 200,000 is the
Okay.
step goal.
a day?
Yeah.
And how many have you
Yeah,
done?
and I get because of work, I usually, I usually hit the mark.
How many miles is that?
I have no idea, and I'm just bugging. I don't even know what I put for my step counter on my phone. If you give me a second, I'll definitely check what
Yeah,
it's been marking right now.
Just as a heads up, there's a promotion that we do. We did a review. Are you using the watch that we made the video on, Alan?
Oh yeah, that's a great. I have it charging right now. It's not even on me.
Oh,
But
listeners, if you want to, you could always go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
link of the YouTube video of the watch that Alan uses. It's a pretty good watch. I've been hearing good things about it, so I'll put the link in the show notes so you guys can see
thank you, Marcos.
those videos. But yeah.
All right, so
Oh, so right now while Mr. J comes on, if you can hear me, Jose, you can always interrupt me now.
all right, so I'm on my Samsung Fit, whatever the app is called.
Yeah.
Or Samsung Health. So as far as steps go, I've done not that many today.
No judgment
Today
here.
it marks that I have 7,554 steps, and I have 20,000 steps as the marker of where I should be every day. As far as this week goes, on the 27th, I believe, was the day that I stepped. I reached my goal and I exceeded it. So I have, or actually, I didn't quite reach my goal. I apologize. I was shy. So I have 15,154 steps. So not quite.
Not quite that many. So just as a heads up, Alan cut out. So hold up, Alan. I think you muted yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
apologize.
Yeah, no problem. I
Yeah,
understand.
so I did 15,515, 54. I mean, steps, and it's 20,000 that I have as a goal. So
the step hustle
know,
is real.
yeah, I mean, some days I'll do more. I'll reach the goal. Some days, fortunately, I'm just shy by maybe a couple hundred of steps. But I mean, having those type of lofty goals, at least for me, is very helpful because maybe, like, to your point, Marcos, I think sitting down is great and all, but I think there's a time and place for it, and I don't think the whole time or all day is healthy. So I do try to keep myself busy and active as much as possible. And
for sure.
since I am older than you and Josue.
Hey, not that much old. Or
No,
no,
but-
not that much older. Calm down,
So
Sensei.
I know I don't want to get to a point where it's like, good Lord, it like troubling, looking at a mirror and troubling myself and be like, oh my goodness, what's happened to you? You let yourself
What's
go way
happened
too
to
much.
me?
Right. So yeah, so
So
that's what I'm trying to avoid. You know what though? I think for the rest of this year, this calendar year, I think what I'm going to try to do is try to get myself in, like, obviously into better shape, but I think setting a goal of at least if I do drop weight, it's because I'm going to gain muscle. That's probably where I want to be a little bit more. And not that I'm going to go full on 6-pack, 3% body fat or whatever the case is, but I do want to get myself into better shape. So that's something I'm probably working towards, or I am working towards.
just
and again,
just
I think
as a reference,
Yeah.
real quick, sorry to interrupt you. The name of the exercise routine that my physical therapist recommended me, they're called Mackenzie exercises.
Mackenzie. Okay. Is there a reason why they're called Mackenzie? Or
Exercises to try for lower back pain. Yeah. for
okay,
lower
right,
back.
right. So
And
it's
I know
because
since-
of the lower back pain, right?
Yeah, specifically to try to deal with lower back pain because when they checked me with X-ray and MRIs, I didn't have any the thing with the joints. What's the thing with the joints that they hurt? Not osteoporosis.
No. Arthritis.
Arthritis. Yeah, I didn't have any arthritis there because
Right.
that area of my hip, the side of my thighs, like towards my knees, on the outer side of my knees and my hips, would be sore. And after
wow.
my primary doctor, and to the point that I wanted to take the pain relief medicine, Advil, I think it was, extra strength.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't want
Okay.
to take medication if I don't need to. I want the physical solution. I don't want the Band-Aid. I want the solution
Right.
to stop this.
No,
And,
that makes sense.
so that's what they said. So he said, your lower back's weak, boy. Get strong. I'm like,
You
okay.
need to work it out. You need to work it out in order for it to be stable and strong.
I had knots down there in that area, and I went to a person to for a massagist. How do you call those guys? Masseuse. For lower back area, and he said you're not herniated anything. So he even
You
said
just got knots in your lower back.
yeah, and he said you just got knots in your lower back. This was the masseuse, and he said this could even affect your sciatic and all those things. Like okay, and you know how they crack you up and everything, right? Like okay, that was again
Yeah.
a Band-Aid, but no solution. Solution could have
That's
been
crazy.
I could have keep paying someone to give me a massage once every 3 months or once every 6 months. No,
And
I
how
wanted
much would that set you back?
I don't.
Price-wise.
That was like
Was that insurance?
Yeah, insurance covered. So
Okay.
that's something of a relief. But I want something that I can do because the way that I grew up with my lifestyle. May that be eye drops, may that be medicine for my eye situation, my eyesight. It
Right.
created me a discipline, a routine. So how can I integrate this to my current routine? My, if you will, my non-negotiables, for good or for worse, those are now those are integrated into my life. Those are 100% non-negotiables. I always have to wake up
Right.
and put on eye drops. I always have to either may that be in the morning or at night, eye drops.
Go
So,
through your routine, right?
non-negotiable. Put that into the non-negotiable bin. Work out, morning and night. Work out, and I've also been skipping dinner and having more of a veggie shake like water, celery, spinach, some walnuts. Not still having all those the micronutrients, but without all the bulk of eating it. I would just put it into like a blender and have that to consume, and if I feel much lighter, but at the same time filled.
Okay. And how much of this? I
Mhm.
mean, you're literally, having liquid calories right there. How satiated do you feel, or do
100%.
Do you? Yeah. How long did it take for you to actually feel that way?
To
I'm
follow
pretty
that
sure
routine.
Yeah. No. Like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Like, I know that if I intake my calories
in liquid form.
in liquid form,
Yeah.
there'll be days where it doesn't satiate me. Like I don't feel full, and then there'll be other days where I'm perfectly fine, and I find it very filling. I find it, really, really good. I feel really good, because I feel like even though they're liquid calories, I feel full. But there will be days that I don't. So
You just go through it like
does
a
that
bus,
happen
huh?
to you, or did like from the jump from day one? Did you do it? Drink your calories in liquid form and feel amazing, and you kept doing it, and it's been the same throughout.
The way that you asked that question, I haven't thought about it, but you are correct. There are some
Okay.
days that you are not satisfied, and I would always have like a snack, like a pretzels, like those thin ones that they sell at Sam's, like the super thin pretzel,
The
chocolate
stick
pretzels.
forms, or wait, repeat that.
Pretzel chocolate ones, like chocolate coated pretzels.
Oh,
That they
okay, I understand. Right.
and then I would have like 5 or 4 at and whatever my hand can grab, and like this is my cutoff, and like I physically put my cutoff, but I get that satiating, that chocolatey like that savoriness. I want to say not the umami because that's meat. Like the salty and chocolatey satisfaction. I don't know why, but that's put me over through the night and go to sleep or whatever, do my own thing before going to bed. But this consuming this beverage, veggie shake, if anything, and a handful of pretzels, I would be normally around 7 p.m. after working out, and that's the latest. I would cut my intake, just water, after 7 p.m. Or right now due to my life routine.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. So for me personally, like my whole routine now is basically not eating after 6 o'clock. So anything before 6 is usually my dinner. So so like say 6:30 comes around, like that is like my absolute cutoff. Like if I'm really hungry and I haven't eaten because I either got out of work late, or I had to prepare my food, or there was something I had to do which held me back from
life, whatever
eating,
happens in life.
Yeah, eating at the time that I wanted to eat. So 6:30 is my absolute latest time that I would eat. But for the most part, I would preferably eat before 6, just so it gives my body time to actually digest whatever I ate. So again, in the mornings, liquid calories is something that I do, whether it be like a green juice of some sort of mix of vegetables. So squash, zucchini, kale, spinach, green apple, pineapple, celery.
Why in the morning?
Sometimes I'll do beets. Why in the morning? Because I don't want to eat something so heavy in the morning where it's going to kind of like make me feel drowsy just when I start working.
Okay.
And I tend to find that it gives me a lot more energy opposed to eating like a bacon, egg, and cheese all the time, which makes me drowsy.
Or that Red Bull high. I don't know if you've drank Red Bull, but sometimes it gives you like that high and you get a crash.
The last time I drank Red Bull was back, I want to say, back in college, man. That was like, and like in the beginning of college, not even at the end of it.
What was the reason you drank a Red Bull or an energy drink like that?
Just because someone offered it to me, like, yo, you want something to drink? Like, yeah, what do you have? Oh, we got Red Bull. You want one? But yeah, sure. Why not? But I've never been the type of person to go out of my way to get like a energy drink per se. It's only been recently that I've been put onto this energy drink called Celsius.
What?
And I drink it from time to time. Yeah, okay. It's called Celsius. So apparently it's one of these alternatives to Red Bull, but it's not
not
exactly
sponsored.
the same. Yeah. No, absolutely not sponsored. I just really enjoyed the citrus flavored one and the grape flavored one that they have. They have a bunch of different flavors, and they come in either carbonated or non-carbonated types of flavors and drinks. So the reason I thought it was interesting was because what they claim that their product does is that not only does it not it helps boost your energy in a safe way, I guess, with whatever ingredients that they use. And again, I don't quite remember if it was I think it's green tea extract that they have inside.
Respect.
Plus,
ooh,
yeah,
that sounds
instead
nice.
of instead of an actual some sort of stimulant that Red Bull has, like I guess sugar or whatever the case is.
Taurine? I think it's called taurine.
Right. So it has the green tea extract opposed to whatever Red Bull uses for energy, and it has other benefit or effect where it elevates your metabolism in such a way where you start burning calories, and you
And
get
this
energy.
is in the morning?
No, absolutely not. No,
Oh.
this is after lunch.
Okay,
No.
okay. Yeah.
So after
Yeah.
lunch, when I eat lunch, just
Yeah.
as a nice little pick me up, like maybe half an hour after I eat, I'll drink one once in a while, and it's not like every day I down these things after lunch, but like once in a while, I'll treat myself to one. Whether it be like the citrus one, the orange one, or the grape one, which I tend to like the flavors, and it gives me that boost, but I don't crash after the effect is gone, or whenever I think the effect is gone. It doesn't make me drowsy or droopy or want to go to sleep. So
Or
I don't
cranky.
have that crash. Yeah, I don't have that crash after I drink the Celsius drink, right? And
Right.
yeah. So I mean, it might be something you might want to look into. Again, not sponsored whatsoever. Please, I mean, do your own research drinking these things. Again, I don't
But this
drink
is our
it
life
every day.
experience, what we've been having.
Yeah. This is like once in a while a treat type of thing. And again, I personally am not the biggest energy drink type of person.
I know. That's why I found it weird when you said you had a Red Bull at all.
Yeah. No, it's not something I reach for. I usually tend to reach for either like plain water or seltzer water.
Agua. Yeah. Seltzer.
Yeah, like seltzer,
Yep.
like some sort of flavored seltzer water, or I don't know. If I do drink juice, it's like either a cranberry juice or like an orange juice or a grapefruit juice, but never really like go out of my way to go get some sort of concoction of some sort.
Low key, Alan, believe it or not, because I've had whenever we used to go back to your place, chow down and record all live together.
Yeah, definitely.
My family and I back in the day, we started having our own, have our own stash of seltzers. But I don't. It's
really?
not the same. It's not the same brand. I was like, oh my god.
Okay.
And it's the one that we would find in what's in Sam's. We like to shop at Sam's, by the way, guys.
Definitely.
What's the name of the company? Polar, I think it's called.
Polar with a
Yeah.
little bear.
Yeah, and it's a seltzer. A seltzer
Right.
beverage.
What flavors are what's your
Variety.
favorite flavors for those?
I like all of them. I'm not I'm not loyal to any. So I would normally have the black cherry, blackberry.
I am here.
Hey, the sunshine. How you doing?
Good. You misspelled Shiner.
I know. I meant to do it. But yeah, how you doing? Okay, let's
wait,
cut what I was
answer
saying.
your question there, Marcos. Answer your question. What's your
Josue,
favorite
how
flavor?
you doing? No, cierto.
Wow.
I like the lime, lemon, and at work we have the
Right.
Hals. So I
No.
like
Oh no.
I like the original.
Oh no.
Back in the day, it used to
Oh, no.
be coffee, vanilla cream, but OG. I don't know why for Hal's original and
Vanilla
for the
cream as a seltzer water
seltzer.
flavor.
Yep.
Interesting.
But for home personal drinking, Polar. What's orange? No. ¿Cómo se llama? Toronja en inglés.
Extra
Grapefruit.
thick.
Good lord, you just switched languages on me.
Grapefruit. It's called grapefruit. Yeah. Grapefruit strawberry.
Strawberry
Isn't it?
grapefruit.
Yeah. That's
My
at home.
best friend though.
Yeah. What about you, Josue? That's
No.
that's for me. Now, introducing the one, the only, Mr. J. How you doing?
Oh, can I get some
Oh, we're recording?
some applause for my good friend Mr. J?
Oh no.
If you have it, if not, it's quite all right. We can clap our hands together.
Yes.
But yeah, we are recording.
Oh, okay.
Also, are you guys hyped about the Samsung event that's about to I guess But it's about to drop like I think next month, if I'm not mistaken.
I think in Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So in 2 days, right? Or
Yeah.
3 days? I mean,
Yeah, as
Yeah.
of the recording,
Excellent.
it's 3 days. 3 days. 3 days. Yeah.
I think so.
right.
They're
So-
like, get ready to fold things up. And I'm like, no, please. I fan.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, besides,
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
I've
this
heard
is
that there's
the tech
petition.
segment
There's a
of the
petition.
podcast. Go for it, Alec.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marcos. I'm switching it up real quick.
No, that's good.
It's because
That's normal.
I find it exciting. I was listening to reports from Pocket Now, that a petition was being formed and signed for fans of the Note series from Samsung and how they wanted Samsung to have a Note series, and maybe skip the S20. What is it now? 22.
Yeah.
I think, to skip that one
No.
and give them a Note. So again, people are in that, I guess, in that boat.
And that
that group.
mindset.
Yeah, that they want the Note, they want a pen, and other people want the
People
pen
getting
with the
upset.
foldable.
There's going to be two
know,
bands,
so-
the foldable and the pen team.
Well, and I think the great part about it right now, as far as the announcements from Samsung, is that they have the foldable, what's it called? I think 3
Z-Fold.
and the which one, Mark?
I think they're
which one?
called Z folds now. It's like Z
No,
fold,
I know that's-
whatever.
No, you're right. The smaller iteration is the Z Fold, but I'm talking about the big boy, the flagship.
Yeah, I think they're called the fold. I think the smaller are called the flip.
Ah, okay, I understand. I see. So yeah, so the Z Fold one is gonna get a pen, I think, as far
Oh,
as
no.
speculation and rumors go. Again, not 100% sure. And then the Z Flip is also another iteration of a foldable where it's very compact. And as far as rumors go, you're gonna have like some sort of clip that's gonna be able to attach to your like loop belt or what's it called?
This is
your book
integrated
bag and stuff
into
like
the phone?
And yeah, into the design of the phone. Again, these are all rumors and
Oh
speculations
wait,
on
the event.
on leaksters.
Just a clarification.
Yeah,
the
go
event is
ahead.
on August 11th,
Okay,
so
so
not the 3rd.
yeah, it's about a week away or so.
Yeah.
So a little
But yeah,
bit more than a week.
let me check if that's correct though. If it's the flip and fold.
The flip and
smartphone.
fold. Are you not flipping it off of me?
Yeah, it's so Z Flip and Galaxy Fold.
Okay. And I think right now, I think there's still time for you to register for on Samsung's website to
Right.
get some sort of pre-order special benefits if you choose to pre-order and stuff like that. And I'm guessing it's with like an eligible device to trade in for these actual
Yeah.
new devices and whatnot. So that might be something people are into. So what do you guys think before I start rambling on with Apple information?
Well, Mr. J, since you're
Denied.
fresh, what are your thoughts? Because thanks to you, I've been having good experiences with my smartphone. You
Oh, yeah.
guided me through the Note 6. You guided
I
me.
smacked you
Did the
into,
Note
into
9.
place.
Yeah, now what
One
are
says
your
guided, another one says schmacked.
synonyms,
Okay.
right? Tomato. Because
Oh, really?
low key, high key, there we were, right outside walking about, and he would introduce me like, "Hey, want to see my phone?" And like, yeah, the 5X. I don't know
And I
his expe-
smacked it across his face. He's like, "Oh,
I don't know and back in the day it
What?
was me with an iPhone 5 and like, hey, Samsung. I mean, no, was it Samsung with the 5X? No, it was Nexus. I think it was brought.
Huawei."
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Huawei.
You had
Huawei.
the Nexus 6X, like P, something
6P.
like that.
For me, it was the 6P, but you were
Yeah.
you were my guide, if you will, like my guiding stick for smartphones.
Yeah, I smacked him across the face with my phone. He's like, "Oh, good phone, good stuff, good
It's
build
like,
quality."
I see. Sturdy.
Yes.
Not thick, but wide.
Yes.
Sturdy.
You just repeat the word sturdy. But yeah, so
It's a great word.
it's the word of the day.
Sturdy.
Brought to you
Extra
by
thick.
Extra Thick.
Smoothies.
And don't forget the sturdy.
Sturdy. But anyways, so I'll let you Josue and Alan go first. What are your thoughts? Josue, are you thinking of upgrading now?
Probably not.
Probably not. You'll hold off.
Yeah, because I don't like any foldable or flip phones.
This is specific talking about Samsung, right?
I agree with
no
Josue,
anything in
actually.
general.
Anything in the market?
Anything foldable, flippable, throwable.
No,
I
any
don't
phone
like
right
Like
now.
a frisbee.
You don't like the
Yeah.
models right now for 2022, I guess?
Any of them.
Nothing. Wow.
Nah,
What-
because I don't like it.
I don't think it makes sense, and I agree with Josue. I don't think it makes sense upgrading right now because it's not substantial. The I guess the upgrade that you would get. I mean, what's there to like about? I mean, not that there's nothing to like about it, but as a consumer, do you feel like you would want or need to spend $1,000+ on a phone that
A
folds?
flagship phone.
Like to me, it's pretty gimmicky. I mean, I don't think there's a need or use in my case scenario. Like I don't need it. I don't see if I want to use a tablet, why don't I just buy a tablet if I need a bigger screen to consume content or something like that. But for a phone, like I think like my Note 20 is
Ultra
Ultra,
Plus Max.
Ultra Plus Mega
Yes.
Pro.
yes, my Ultra 5G.
But no.
I really enjoy it.
You upgraded from that one to that one when you used to have
From a Note 8.
which is how many
Yeah,
years
definitely.
difference between those two.
And again, that's another very valid point. I don't usually move up or upgrade to the newest until at least 4 iterations after,
Or for
if not
minimum 4 years at least in that
as a
case.
minimum, right? And right, exactly. And I don't see myself upgrading. I mean, I'm probably gonna upgrade my computer before I'm gonna upgrade my phone this
And that
time
boy-
around. If
That bad boy, it's been serving you well, but it's already 4+ years on that one too, right?
it's a
It's no
Surface Pro
sunshine.
7.
7 years.
It's no sunshine. I'll tell you, it's no my best friendo, but
Yes.
it's getting the job done.
And question.
And I don't know. Okay, yeah.
With this one, are you thinking specifically with your computer?
Denied.
Are you thinking of going
Denied.
staying in Windows or
Denied.
going into Mac?
So this is a question I was gonna pose to the listeners and for you, for both of you, because honestly, I'm not going down the route of building my own PC at this point in time.
Unfortunately.
Just because
There's still time.
not for anything else. Not for anything else. It's just not the right time as far as the components. As Josue clearly explained last podcast, or maybe 2 podcasts ago. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember, but it was really difficult to try to get parts, and he was very fortunate. Finding the parts that he needed and building his PC. But just as fortunate as Josue was, not everybody got that same love reciprocated to getting those parts.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
It's very appreciated by the people at Micro Center who helped out Josue, but not everybody's gonna be in that situation, and I'm not gonna
invest the time to
put myself.
wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation where I'm gonna have everything but the guts of the actual computer to install and set up. So I'm thinking along the lines of upgrading my laptop to a newer laptop. Now I can go the Windows, like you said, or the Apple, or some other suggestion would be nice. And before I get to it, I've been looking at my brother's PC that laptop he just bought, which is the new M1
Wait, what?
Apple.
What?
Yeah, he got his M1 laptop.
Okay.
So it looks really sleek. It looks awesome. And besides obviously having the the M1 chip, which it looks like it's serving its purpose well and doing really good job for whatever my brother's doing his work for, right? So I'm kind of tempted to actually upgrade to an Apple laptop, but at the same time, I do quite enjoy the Windows feel, the Windows atmosphere, the Windows type
ecosystem.
of ecosystem that exactly that I've been so used to, right? So I don't know, do you guys have any suggestions before I start looking into Apple, or do you have any pros and cons, or should I just wait until the new Apple laptop comes out if I do choose to go that side, or should I just upgrade to a new Windows Surface? Because this is the Pro 7 that I have, and this is ancient by technology standards.
Yeah. So may I
Wait,
go
Pro
first?
7 or like Pro 3? Because Pro 7 just
That's
came
a
out
great question.
like 2 years ago.
I think you have the
I'm
Pro
sorry.
7.
I was looking at the actual I was looking at the actual
7
screen.
Pro, yeah.
No. I'm you're right. It's the 3 I have. So
Yeah.
by technology standards, it's ancient.
Right.
So I'd like to go first. In regards of the smartphone
Denied.
specifically, I want
Denied.
Oh
to
man.
I want to
Marcus.
just I just want to mute hostile real quick. I just did. So for me it's been 4 years, like you were saying, and I want to basically put in the time and research. But right now, low key, high key, I'm looking into the mid-level smartphones, and Google is calling me.
Okay, for
Google's-
smartphones,
Google is
But
calling me
is-
right now with
with the new
the
Pixel
with
you're
the
talking
Pixel
about?
6. Yeah,
you liking that?
it's calling to me right now. I can see the levels
Why?
for Mr. J, but he's still muted. Don't you worry.
Well, my
Unmute
question
me.
is why?
He's back muted.
But
Don't
why?
worry.
My whole question is why?
Okay.
What draws you to?
So
towards
you're
the-
unmuted.
Because I'll
Hostile.
Google
smack you with my Samsung
Pixel.
again.
Oh my goodness!
So I feel like the
Denied.
Pixel, you're back muted. So the Pixel is doing that. I don't know if there's something in the market, but there's something's fishy at the same time with how people are trying to do everything in house, and this Google Whitechapel CPU is reminding me. You're unmuted, host. Is reminding me a lot of that M1 chip, or the
Again,
Bionic
denied.
processors. Yeah, right. But yeah, it's reminding me a lot that
Well, I
Bionic
think that-
processor.
But I
When
think
Apple does
that
something-
makes a whole lot of sense, though.
When Apple does something, you already know that the market's gonna follow. Unfortunately, for good or for worse. In this case, I feel it's for good.
No,
But
no, I was just gonna say, I think that was inevitable. I think the whole goal for a lot of the companies was to get to that point of doing everything in house, because on top of you having full control,
Xiaomi doing that already? With
well,
its
they
own
had no
processor?
choice to do it, and because obviously,
Yeah.
usually
Huawei.
Chinese manufacturers have everything like on that side. They don't really go to other, unless they're gonna go for panels, I guess you can call it, which
Just down
usually
to a
you go to
peninsula.
like
The
you go
south.
to LG or you go to Samsung to get panels, OLED panels, if that's
They probably have
what
their
they're trying to
factories
do.
in China too. So
A lot of their factories are probably in other places, right? So again, I think Chinese manufacturers work a little differently from Western manufacturers, or at least
global,
companies,
at least.
as far
Yeah.
as, well, I mean, they're all global. I think it just comes down to
True.
who they're buying their stuff from,
And I feel like
it
they're
doesn't
cutting
make
out
sense
Qualcomm
financially.
with this move.
Well,
Google.
that's the thing. Qualcomm is trying to be competitive. It just bought up another company, if I'm
Oh.
not mistaken.
Huh? Nani?
Yeah, I do believe. And again, this is my memory is a little foggy about this, but I do vaguely remember it was either Qualcomm or someone else that bought up another company in order for them to become more competitive in the new chipset or semiconductor game, because a lot of the like the what we were talking about, the
Apple,
M1 chip.
Google, yeah.
Right. So the new ARM system, they're trying to get in this ARM game, and they're trying to arm themselves to the teeth to
And you already
get to
know-
be competitive.
You already know that the ARM architecture since the 80s, it's very efficient but lacking in power. And with that being efficient, it lacked in power compared to computer processors. But still, that was I feel like it's a good path. But companies, closing up communications and going in house could affect them, and it is affecting them most likely. Salutations, Marcos here. This is a message to all the listeners out there. There are links in the show notes for our Twitter, email, and even show notes. Any questions or ideas for the podcast can be sent via these links. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast.
Well, this is the reason why Samsung is opting for AMD now, because they
True.
want to see what they can acquire, what they can do. Because realistically, the reason why Apple is dominating and to a certain extent the game is because everything is in-house. They have quality control, and they are able to control from start to finish what the end product is. So the regulation of how much power output their chipset works with the actual OS and stuff like that helps with the battery life, helps with whatever system they want to throw at their customer. And it's so intricate, I guess, to a sense that it just works, and it works really well.
Communication in-house is so much faster, probably.
Right, and they're able to probably, to a certain extent, how can I put it? Maybe charge less for what they're
Yeah,
they're
we
able to
talked
charge
about
less.
that. It deflates.
Right,
In the sense, economically, it deflates.
right. So where other manufacturers have to compete, and they have to use their hardware with other people's software and chipsets, and they have to try to figure out how to get the best without compromise.
There's pros and cons to both. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
So, and again, I think
this is trickling down to me choosing my phone.
that's what I was gonna say. And now that we're getting back to the point where I'm picking out a laptop, you're
I'm
picking
going
out
for
a cell
phones.
phone.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason why I'm saying it's very interesting that you're going to a Google
And
I'm
security
doing
updates.
neither.
because
And security updates, because my phone is going to be discontinued in Android update. I think this was the last one, 11 or
wow.
10 something. We're not
So,
supported anymore,
again-
right, Josue? With version 9, with Samsung and S9 and the
I
Note
have
9.
no idea. Oh, I'm not for sure.
I'm not for sure too, because I'm your same year.
So
Right.
and we touched upon this last
We're naked.
recording, if I'm not mistaken,
We're exposed.
which is planned obsolescence, right? So
Yeah.
we're getting to a point where obviously there's not going to be an update for security or whatever the case is.
Pixel 6
and-
guarantees 5
Right.
years.
So that forces your hand to actually buy a new device, whether you want
Capitalism.
to or not.
Capitalism.
Oh,
more than
I mean,
right.
they do
More
have
than
security
capitalism.
patches
Huh?
for the phones.
For
Like,
you
they're
and
still gonna
you and I?
support. No, they still have security patches. It's just that they won't give you any of the new updates.
The Android versions. I think version
Yeah.
12 version. They stopped using
But
flip
before I
foods.
continue, I'm gonna tell you why I think that's actually not the good decision to go to Apple. I mean, Apple, Google phones. I'll
Okay.
tell you why.
Yes.
I'm gonna lay down.
Enlighten me. Yes,
I'm
please.
gonna break. So you know those variety packs of chips, right?
The
Like you got like for example, Lay's, right? You got barbecue, sour cream,
Lay's,
and onion.
Doritos, Fritos.
Ruffles.
Yeah. When we talking about like when you want to grab a pack of chips, you know the first thing is probably going to be your favorite. For example, mine is sour cream and onion.
Salt and vinegar
And
for me.
this, yeah,
Those are
this
two
is-
great choices, guys.
But you know, I would say Samsung is like a sour cream and onion. You know, and then Google is your basic joint. Don't be
Originals.
like your Lay's original.
Your originals. Your wise.
Nobody
originals.
goes for the original until the very last. Until it's like the very last bag. Then you're like, all right.
But remember,
That's all I got.
you're comparing everything in the dollar level size or the $2 bag. This one is like a 50-cent bag.
No. Okay,
on
Marcos,
top of the line.
Marcos, relevance, please.
It is
That
relevant.
doesn't matter. It don't matter if it's a $15 bag. The point I'm making is that I think the Pixel phones are too basic. Reason why is because their hardware is just
mid-rangers.
not there.
They're mid-rangers.
But I think that's why a person like MKBHD enjoys that simplicity.
What?
He finds beauty in that simplicity, in that he wants the bare bones basic Google
Top of the line bare bones, yeah.
Android. Yeah, bare bones
Well, I mean,
Android.
I don't even think it's like
and that's
bare bone.
and that's
Android.
him. And again, I think that comes down to personal choice. That's what he
Right.
likes. Me personally, I like Samsung.
I like everything.
OS
I
system.
don't compromise
even then
phone.
is like, but even then is like, the Pixel phones. I mean, as of recently, the past generation did terrible. I mean,
The Pixel
Yeah,
1.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do believe
So-
that they have been doing horrible.
and they
you
haven't
know-
been exactly improving either. According
You
to
know that
reports,
they,
they're not exactly the greatest.
You know that the Pixel 5 and 5A and all those things, the biggest sellers have been the A versions, not even the XL versions.
Right.
You're making
Yeah, that's a
points
good
here.
point.
You're making facts here.
So again,
Solid
that brings
fact.
up to the potato chips that it's very basic and bone. And that's okay, but will it get your things done? And to be honest, I think Google Pixel phones are great budget phones, for sure. If you're on a budget, then let's go with the Pixel. But if you're trying to get the best of the best here, honestly, you're just down to like Samsung, and I think that's it.
Or the Soldier Boy phone, you know what I'm
Come on, come on.
saying? Young Draco's
Because, like-
phone, that's what you
Because
need.
like let's be honest, who's buying like LG phones haven't done that great either.
Or the Sony.
OnePlus is just another competitor for the Pixel phones.
That's a totally
Um,
different market, though. They're both chips, but they're a different size bag. That's why I was trying to.
No, Marco, there is no Marco, in the variety bag.
Oh,
there is no
well, you
different
didn't
size chip.
specify anything.
I did. I said the big snack box. I said that has the Lay's, the everything. I didn't say a store. I said a box.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
No,
there's a $1 bag, and then there's the 50-cent bag. Or there's a $2
no, but
bag.
now you're talking about a different store.
Same
I'm talking
product.
about a box.
Yeah, but I'm telling you about the bags itself. Let's say there's the $2
No, Marco,
bag
but
chips,
here's the
there's the
thing,
$1
the
bag
bag-
chips, and there's
but-
a 50-cent
Marcos,
bag
Marcos.
chips.
The bags were never part of the thing. The issue is that we're not talking about different sizes. We're talking about different flavors.
Yeah, you can
I'm
mix in the
comparing-
sizes and flavors. How many?
No,
There's the
Marcos, you
flagship.
can't.
Yes, you
You
can.
can in this analogy, Marcos.
Yes, you can. There's the flagship,
can't.
which are the flagship are the $2 bags. You got your $1 ship with your mid rangers,
But Marcos, that's not my comparison. My comparison was
But
it was
flavors.
lacking.
wouldn't you, if we were to assess the situation, if we were to go like to a graph, what's the best-selling phone here in the United States? What
I
would
say
be the
Apple.
order of
easily it'll
operation?
be the iPhones and then Samsungs.
So it boils down to preference. It doesn't
Right.
like people sometimes
True.
use phones that they don't really know how to navigate just because it's what they've been used to for the longest. Like I can definitely buy an iPhone. Doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy it
I've bought an
because I
iPhone.
don't enjoy the interface. I just feel like it's too bland. I like the fact that I can customize my Samsung phone to however I choose, however I like. And yeah, Apple is trying to catch up and give you the option to do it, but again, a couple years too late,
It's strong in
And
some
it's
with
nice.
areas.
I feel like we can't really make the argument of I can't use the phone to its fullest anymore just because YouTube exists now. If you really want to know how to really exploit your phone, look up a video, watch
It's-
Marcus Brownlee, or maybe someone who's more into sight like Mr. Flossie Carter,
Oh yeah, Flossie Carter's
right.
pretty good.
and really get to learn
And-
your phone.
And I
Now it's
think-
on you, the listener.
But I think there's some truth to what, and there's absolutely some truth to what Marquez Brownlee has been saying. Cheap phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap or affordable, right? So
Right.
Not cheap
at
in a
this
bad
point
way.
in time, no, absolutely not in a bad way. I think at this point in time, pick whatever flavored chips you want or pick whatever flavor phone you want. At this point, you're basically buying a brand, because essentially what the phone is doing for you is basic, either texting, calling, and consuming
Snapchatting.
content.
Yeah, media. There you
Right.
go.
So at this point, you're buying a brand just for that alone. You're not getting essentially anything new under the sun. They're doing the basic things. It might be, refresh rate that's a little faster. Maybe one phone has a headphone jack, one doesn't.
Rest in
Maybe
peace,
one
by
has
the way.
an OLED screen. Right. Maybe one has an OLED screen, the other one has an LCD screen. Where you have maybe another one that, it's a little bigger or a little smaller, a little thinner, a little thicker. That has better battery, or maybe it has 5G, maybe it doesn't have 5G, maybe it has a pen. So the add-ons, that's really up to you if you want to spend the extra money for it. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to text, call, and consuming content.
Or making content.
Right. And I think that when you boil it down to that, then really what do you have besides picking out, if you're Team Apple, Team Android, or Team Samsung, or Team Huawei, or Team OnePlus, or whatever the case is. But at that point, I kind of want to say, like, I like what I like, and I'm probably going to keep buying Samsung phones. If I do ever get an Apple iPhone, it's because it's going to be a secondary phone with a different SIM card in it, and I just want it to have both OS systems, and I need iMessage for something or other. I don't know, because really, what else would I want the iPhone for? It's something my Samsung phone can't do. Probably just iMessages or whatever Apple, ecosystem parlor trick
like
it can do.
FaceTime, AirDrop.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing Google Meets can't fix, or Google Teams, or Microsoft Teams, or whatever the case is. I mean, my Microsoft system syncs up really well with my Samsung system.
What happened to that Microsoft phone? The one that recently came out?
What do you mean recently came out? I never asked. You're talking about years behind.
You know which one? The folding one.
Oh,
you're
that's not
talking
a
about
phone.
the
That's a
Microsoft.
tablet.
Oh,
Yeah. That
My
was
bad.
yeah.
that was
But
last year.
I think you could use the phone feature on it, right?
You have to have it connected to a phone, I think.
Ah,
Oh, I don't know. Well,
But
I mean,
I don't think it did so
exciting,
well.
but yeah, I don't think it did well either. But I mean, since Mr. Marcos is trying to get a Google phone, I mean,
I have
it's
my
up to
eye
you, buddy.
on that Whitechapel processor. But
The what?
again,
Yeah.
the new CPU, the in-house CPU that they're using is called codename Whitechapel. I don't know the technical term for it, but I know that the comparison, it's going to be obviously a generation behind. It's not going to be breaking any standards. But again, because Pixel stopped being a flagship competitor, it went into the mid-ranger. I think the top of the most expensive version of the Pixel 6 is going to be, I think, $700, maybe 800. I forgot the naming for each one. If they go for an XL or a Pro, I don't care. I'll probably get the top of the line of I'll probably get the top of the line of this Pixel model. But right now, that's what catches my fancy, because I started again with the Nexus line, brought to you by Google. The Pixel line, I gave it to I bought it for my mom, I think for her birthday, or because her phone died, literally, I think, and she had nothing but good experiences with it. Again, with the parameters that Alan said, that's what my mom literally used it for. And in person, Alan saw me record on it back in the day. My style, whenever I would do videos back in the day, would be smartphones. And I could do the editing and all those things with an app, which is brought to you by Android, that I could consistently get the frame rate, the bit rate, and the manual controls that I could get in an app. No, hashtag not sponsored. It's called Open Camera.
Are you sponsored now? I shank you.
Yeah, right now. But yeah, that I would use that I would still have the Next 6P. I would have the Pixel phone.
Just to veer back to the original question.
Yes.
About what type of laptop.
Oh, laptop.
Alan should get. Because I don't know how the conversation of phones came around.
Because we all asked. We were talking about nougat and well, go back. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'll stop.
So yeah, one if you know, I always like the customizability. Is why I made Mr. Sunshine over here.
And it's over.
So actually though, the laptop is a lot harder. But a company's trying to make it easier. And that company is called Slapping Marcos in the Face with My Samsung phone.
Do Samsung make laptops then?
They do, but look, I'm actually not talking about them. So the company, the actual company is named Frameworks.
Right.
So basically they're making a sort of a DIY laptop that they provide you the parts and they can be switched whenever you want. And what's great about them is that each part you can swap out. They have a QR code that shows you how to take it out and also gives you a link to buy another one. So in theory, you can switch out the CPU, the RAM.
So is it more like a modular phone?
No, modular laptop.
A modular laptop. I'm sorry.
You're right.
This is nice. This business model
sounds
interesting.
You can switch out everything except for the frame of the computer. So you can switch out the display, the camera, even the keyboard itself with the trackpad. You can switch out.
How's the customer service for this thing?
Okay, well, hold on, let me finish talking about them. So like I said, they have you can swap out the CPU, you can swap out the battery, and you know they can show you how to do everything for ourselves. It's pretty, I say it's pretty cheap for what it is, unless you want to go high end. What's great also is that they have like little modules.
It's modular pricing apparently.
They also have modules.
The thing is that I just want to. Sorry, Josue, go ahead.
No, I was saying that they're having little modules on the side. So like, you know, typically we have USB ports, whatever. You can have modules like switch them out for whenever you need for the day. So I bring that up because, you know, this is just something for the future. I can't exactly recommend it because it is something brand new. But if they are what they say they are, then, you know, this is a great way to kind of, I guess, future-proof your phone for later on.
Your laptop.
Yeah, your laptop.
What's the name of the company?
Hold up. Actually, no, I think that's it. Just to future-proof it. And not only that, but to provide a sense that you can fix it if anything goes wrong. Because, you know, nowadays, and even other companies other than Apple, like Samsung, you know, fixing your own stuff is pretty hard because they make everything super tiny, or they make it unaccessible for you unless you're kind of certified engineer or mechanic, whatever.
Right.
And this is just a little bit easier.
But I mean, aside from the modularity of the laptop, like I just want a recommendation for maybe a Windows device because I'm accustomed to it. I like the
It's
interface.
a Windows operating system.
Yeah, well, you can put in any operating system.
No. As far as me getting a device that is just plug and play, I'm not trying to mod.
Literally easy, customer friendly.
I'm not trying to go the modular way. I'm trying to grab a computer because I've thought about it before, and I could definitely do something else, which is just buy a Bluetooth keyboard and literally connect my Samsung phone, my DeX.
There you go. I forgot the name for it.
Right, Samsung DeX to my actual TV, and you know, use it as an actual computer, and it has the basic Windows setup where I can use Excel, I can use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, whatever the case is, and
Right.
have an internet and use the apps on it like if it were a regular phone or a regular
Both, yeah.
computer. Yeah, so it's a two-in-one in that way. I can definitely go that route, but at the same time, it's like if I want to have that, keyboard and mouse experience, and I'm not, in my house per se, I'm somewhere else. I kind of want a laptop or a two-in-one as far as like the Surface where I can detach the actual keyboard and use the screen as a tablet, or connect it and use it as a laptop.
On
So
the
that's
big
why I
screen.
really enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, and again, I can definitely go the route where I connect my phone with Samsung DeX to the actual TV, but I'm not always going to have the luxury to do that because I'm not always at home. So this is the reason why I would like to upgrade to a newer laptop device. But that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of offerings from Microsoft, which I would like, because once Windows, 11 comes out,
Well,
Right.
no. 11
or
Windows.
Yeah, 11.
11, I would like for that device to actually be able to use or work with Windows 11, where I know that this Surface Pro 3 won't probably be able to actually use it.
Yeah.
Your Surface.
You can also
Surface
go
3
with the
Pro.
regular Surface laptops if you.
Again, what are your
That's
parameters?
another option.
What-
Yeah, I mean, again, that's why I was asking for a recommendation. What do you guys suggest? Because I can say, listen, I'm going to get the newest, latest, and greatest Surface, or I can go the other way and say, get the Microsoft laptop.
Question: What stopped you
so-
from using Dex? Because you already have the mouse, Bluetooth mouse, or have you experienced Dex on the big? You have an awesome monitor, by the way. Like on your Surface laptop to just test it, because you can plug in via USB to your computer and it'll run Dex, and you can have like a double machine on one screen. I've run Dex on my Note 9, and I've done some light work on my current computer screen, and I can speak from personal experience of how the beauty of using Android apps, Samsung apps specifically, that Samsung ecosystem. So I recommend it, but still very tough. You give up a lot of power of, for example, editing or whatever you use it for specifically. So what I'm understanding is that you mainly want plug and play, and that is not a bad thing. But at the same time, you give away certain controls that you might want. Emphasis on might, because we don't know your style and all those things. So whatever you start from the beginning is where is only left to you how far, or depending on the hardware, how far you can or want to go. So my question is, what is your current limit of how far you want to go your desired machine to be? That's my question.
Well, I guess try to answer that convoluted question you just threw at me.
Okay, my
Look,
bad.
No, you're good. I'm just playing around.
Oh,
As far as my phone goes, again, there's nothing stopping me from doing it. But like I mentioned before, I'm not always in my room or in my house, with the big ass screen where I can connect Samsung DeX. I don't have the luxury to do that all the time, whenever I need it, because I'm not here.
correct. Yes.
So there's nothing really detaining me from it. It's just that I'm not always at home. That is
But have
the
you
biggest
used
issue,
it?
right? Yeah, of course I have.
Okay.
That's not an issue of me using it or not. The issue here lies where I have a device that's in the technology world is already obsolete and it's really old. I use it because I haven't found the need to upgrade yet.
True.
So
Yeah.
that's why I haven't done it. I mean, Windows 11 is coming around the corner. And again, when that happens, then I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But it would be nice for me to have a plan set, or at least something I'm thinking through, which would help me get to the next stage if I'm going to upgrade. Because a laptop, I could actually take it with me. I can use it as a tablet. I can use it as a workstation. I can take it with me, and it's a bigger surface area as far as the screen is compared to my actual phone. Where if I need to look something up or talk to somebody on my phone and use my laptop as a workstation, or use it for some sort of note taking or presentation device, I can use it without using my phone. So this is the reason why I'm asking if you guys had any input on it. And again, I'm not trying to go the modular way, and I was considering getting the Apple M1 what's it called, the laptop, because I'm able to actually do a physical comparison to what it is to what I have. And again, I would rather not switch out of the ecosystem I'm in right now. But if I had to, I think that would be a viable option.
I like
if
that.
I were to go to,
I like the butt. I like that butt. That butt in the sentence.
Oh, okay. Right. So, and again, because Microsoft and Samsung have teamed up, they play really well together. I have Microsoft has an app called Your Phone, literally Microsoft Your Phone. So it's an app that allows you to mirror your phone to your Microsoft device on the screen, where you can literally transfer images, files, or whatever the case is, and whatever is on your phone, you can tap it on your actual Microsoft device, and it'll show up there. So it basically talks to each other, and you can play and use both devices at the same time, which is really nice. But again, if I wanted to watch content on a bigger device, that's not my TV because I'm not home, and I want something bigger than my phone, I would need a laptop or a 2-in-1, which is like a Surface, right? So that's why I'm asking if you had any input into that, because I do like the fact that I can just take off the keyboard and use the actual tablet mode, right? Or I can just use it as a workstation and type up whatever I have to type up, or do what I have to do, right? So that's the only reason that I was I wanted your guys' input into it.
That's still within my question.
And I'm sorry,
though.
it's gotten a little.
No, none of it was the answer to the question though. How far are you planning to go with the new hardware? That's the question. Because I'm thinking right now, I sacrificed mobility on a laptop to still have some mobility versus Sunshine, but I'm able to do what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure I was clear on it. I want a laptop. I already said I don't want to build a PC. I'm pretty sure I was clear on that. I would just want to input on, do you have any input on what Microsoft devices you had your eye on or thought were, something that you liked or thought that was good, that you can give me input about?
I feel for Marcos, I feel like it's not the most economically sensible one, because I'm in the custom market and Josue is in the custom market, but making it by hand, which economically saves you a lot more money, and you get to know your computer intimately to the point that you name it, aka Sunshine. For me, I get to the point that I'm intimately enough that I can only name it Ori. I can't say more about it. Versus freaking Sunshine, that he knows the volume of how much air this bad boy moves and how much frames it pushes and all those things. I, to a certain point, can do that, But both of us, specifically in my case for a laptop, which is almost the same thing as what you're looking for, I sacrificed a lot of mobility for a lot of laptop power. And this was 2017, 2016, and it's still working fine. That's why when
Marcos,
you say mobility, yes?
I pretty sure I was clear. I'm
I'm explaining, yeah, I'm elaborating.
PC, and I was just asking for a recommendation for a plug and play laptop. That's all I was asking for.
That's what I just said, the custom build market, that you can pay a service to get it custom built and still be a laptop to plug and play.
And again, I said I wanted a plug and play type of
I just
device.
answered it. Yes. Am I
What
not
is your
answering the question,
Microsoft
Josue?
recommendation?
Well, I brought up the Frameworks computer because it essentially is a plug and play laptop. It's just that it's easier for repairs, for self repair.
But he doesn't want that. He wants the customer service, which
I don't
is
care. Again, like I said earlier, I don't care much about a modular device. I was just asking if you guys had any input or recommendations on a plug and play from Microsoft.
Like the HP Omen or the Dell Omen, the Spectre, and all those models. That would be my kind of idea.
Okay, see, now we're getting somewhere.
But I did, for example, Origin.
Well, no, Omen isn't a laptop. Isn't that a full desktop?
No, it's a laptop. Both. And the Spectre too. All those things. But for me, Origin is a company in itself that gives you specific models of laptop, like a 15-inch. But during my generation of 2016, they're like freaking 12-pounders or 12-pound power supply.
If you're thinking about going like something with Origin, then it's better to just go with Razer.
Or I Buy Power.
Right.
Or all those guys. Those are beautiful.
I don't think I was looking for that. He's looking for something more simplistic.
They can make custom built laptops.
That's why I was asking. Do you have any Microsoft offerings?
That's why I brought up the Surface laptop, not the Pros.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
I appreciate that.
The reason why is because the one thing I hate about the Surface Pros is that hinge in the back. It's cool and useful.
Oh, you don't like the hinge?
Yeah, because if
you have one,
enough
right?
space for it, it really doesn't work out that much.
Mm-hmm.
And since if you're thinking about like bringing it to like maybe like a coffee shop or even like a library environment, if you don't have enough space for it, then you really can't use it that well. Because it does take up more space, like from when you unhinge the hinge to you whipping out the cover with the keyboard, it takes up more space than if you're just like whip out like a regular laptop.
Except in my case, which takes up the whole backpack.
The old plus is that the Surface laptop, they are touchscreen. It's just that they can't flip, 360.
I thought they were 360.
So if you want that full, like without the hinge, but you still want like a tablet mode, then also the Surface Books are another option.
And what do you think between the Surface Books compared to the Surface?
I think they're better, but they're also more pricey.
That's the question.
Again, if I'm making the upgrade, price isn't a factor for me because I know I'm gonna be using this device for years to come. It's not like again, it's like what I do with my phones. I don't automatically upgrade to the next one just because it's the next one. I want to know that there's something substantial to it, that I'm paying money for it, that's gonna pay for itself.
And there's a side benefit.
So I think the question you should ask is like, would you mind the hinge that's in the back? Do you think that space would be a problem with you? Are you gonna be in environments where you're not gonna have so much space for your laptop? And would you mind, because the Surface Book don't unhinge as easily as the Surface Pros? Because Surface Pro, you just remove it. You just literally take it out and that's it. With the books, you have to press the button and then you wait for it to tell you to unhinge and then you unhinge it. So if that's an inconvenience for you, maybe you should start thinking about the Pro. But if that really doesn't matter, because I think the books are better in terms of performance. And you still have that mobility of you can still take out the book and make it into a tablet.
Apple Pen.
Right.
And Apple.
And to be honest, I think the keyboard on the book is better. Just
Oh.
how it feels.
Okay. That see,
Ergonomics. That's
thank
another
you.
thing. That's
Thank you.
another
That's
thing
the
to
type
think
of
about.
information, bro.
So I
was
think if
looking
you
for. I apologize, guys.
if you ask for those type of questions, like for me, like I said, the biggest thing for me is that hinge and space. It's
Okay, no, I
great.
see where you come from. For me, it's never been a problem because I don't find myself in situations where that would be a problem. Like I've never gone to a coffee shop where the table is smaller than what my laptop's dimensions are. So I've never been in
Right.
that situation. Even in a airplane situation, though the little tray that comes out.
Really?
Oh.
You muted yourself. I'm looking and you're still here, Sensei. Ellen! Oh. Hold up, I think you
Hello.
probably... Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
no, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I had to pause real quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I've never been in a situation like if I were in an airplane or I go into the airplane, right? And
Right.
take out the little tray. I've even that small space isn't small enough for me to not be able to adjust my Surface Pro 3 on it. I've never been in a situation where the dimensions of my laptop have been too big for wherever I'm placing it. So, I mean, that it's good to know that could be a potential issue for me in the future if I'm ever caught in a situation like that. So it would make a lot more sense to get a Surface Book, opposed to getting a Surface Pro. So, I mean,
Right.
that's great input, and I appreciate that. And since you already mentioned it, you say that the keyboard feels a lot more tactile, a lot better.
It's
and
more
yeah,
ergonomic.
So maybe that's an option I would like. And because you can detach the actual screen from it, you can use it as an actual as an actual tablet. And it's touchscreen.
Both of them
Right.
are touchscreen, I
So-
think, right? Hassan?
No, yeah, they're basically very similar with each other. The only difference is that the book also has, I think, a bigger battery because it has the battery inside of the tablet and inside of the keyboard.
Wow. Oh, so it's detachable even.
Right. If you
Okay,
detach
wow.
it loses like half, I think, its battery. So
Oh,
That's
another
also
thing
another
to
Yeah,
key
we'll
observe.
have to
to
look
think about.
into it.
Another thing to observe. I
Yeah, I
think
would have to look
the
into it.
Windows, the Surface Book is in a custom CPU, I think, as well, right? Or is it on
no,
Intel?
it's still an Intel. You're thinking about the Pro X.
Okay. I
Yeah, they
forgot,
have that Qualcomm chip. I think like Q1 or Q2 now.
Right, so I'm looking at it right now. So the Surface Book has a quad-core 10th generation Intel Core i5, or you can get the i7, and
Just
that's
for
the
processing, I'd recommend the
13.
i7.
uh-huh.
I recommend the i7 just for raw power if you're going for Intel in this
Right.
case.
Well, I mean, it just all depends on what you want.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
i5s
asking.
aren't that bad either.
Really?
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
they're
not
not.
like I'm gonna try to crush it right now. Like I'm gonna start playing, games like
COD.
that require that much processing power. But it's always great to know that you have a choice between the i5 and the i7
Yeah.
because they have the 13.5 inch and obviously the 15 inch,
15
and the
inches.
15 inch is you only get the i7 as an option, whereas the 13.5 you get the option of i5 or i7. So I mean that's good to know.
It's just a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
true.
double your screen size, right, of your phone, the 13.5.
Yeah, I mean the bigger the better as far as the screens are concerned, for me at least. Like I like the real estate. I get to consume more of the content that way. It's
And
not
probably even
it's not a
create
bother
content.
to me.
Knowing how
Right.
your future projects might be, you could probably make some content. with the
Yeah, definitely.
with either may that be with digital art or with just creating media content in itself. It'll help you with the bigger real estate.
All right, so I'm reading right now the performance. So it says choice of discrete graphics card, including an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, and it has a 32. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to nothing to write home about. Like, oh wow, what a beast of
it ain't no sunshine.
Yeah, no,
no, obviously not. Bro.
It ain't no Ori.
And again, this is the reason why you're paying $1,500 for
$7,000
compared to whatever you dropped on your on Sunshine. So I mean, the comparison obviously is there. It's like you know what you're getting yourself into. You're not going to get the latest or greatest, but you're getting something that's going to get you from point A to point B. And that's all really I want or need, because I'm not
There's
busting down.
There. Yeah,
I'm not busting down mathematical equations to get Bitcoin on it.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. There's a balance between what you want, what you need, and how much you're willing to invest in your digital device, because it's gonna devaluate over time.
Right, exactly. Once you buy it, it automatically goes down in price. It's not like it's gonna get any better.
But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's a great input that you gave me. So I appreciate it. And thank you too, Marcos, because bro, I mean, I would never have thought of, going down that route where if I were to get a chunky computer, because it's like mobility isn't right,
not portable.
Yeah, that's
by
what
a
I
long
want.
shot.
Something that's
It's
more
portable
mobile.
to a point.
Yeah.
But not really feasible to carry every day.
You want to lug it around in your luggage.
Yeah,
So
basically, you saw me how I was packing like a 30 or 40 pounds just on audio hardware, not even my computer. And I was able to record,
absolutely.
save everything on my smartphone. But I noticed the limitations of running a web browser recorder on my smartphone I had the hardware at home to physically change that, to try to do something with that, but not to avoid that completely 100%. So that's my experience that I can impart on you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it. But to be quite honest, what I might just do? I might just get the Surface Book 3 that we're talking about, and also get the Apple M1 chip laptop.
But
and buy an iPhone. And get an iPhone. That way I have the pair. And I'll
the
have
other
all
thing,
four things.
Samsung and Windows, right? That's the all four.
Yep.
All four right
So
there.
I'm about to do that, and then get some what's it called? These AirPod
The
Pros.
Air Jordans.
So I can have in one ear I'll have a earbud from Samsung. The other ear I'll have
My boy.
AirPod.
My boy just basically looks like he's in not in the
space.
Matrix. No, the other one.
Word.
Rise. What's the name of this? Ghost in the Shell. Just flaunting digital earrings, all those things. Different branded headphones.
Earrings. That's
All
funny.
those things. Just lit up like a Christmas
man.
tree.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, but besides the laptops and the phone, anything interesting other than phones and laptops as far as technology goes? Any new news on the semiconductors, or any news on EV electrical cars besides the I guess you can call it the ex CEO of Neo. Was it Neo?
I got a
Or whatever
couple of things, but they're not related to specifically those. There's like a tech related news, but with the health sector, and also with historically how there's been iterations of specifically coding and programming.
I was gonna say about the guy from Milton or whatever this guy's name, that he's gotten hit with a couple of
what
indictments.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember the car, this. I guess you can call it a car manufacturing company, or what wanted to be a car manufacturing company called Nikola. So it's an EV company, and the CEO, or used to be the CEO.
You muted yourself.
So basically, he got out of the company, being the CEO, and he's getting hit with an indictment, or a couple indictments, because of fraudulent claims, and basically being dishonest to the shareholders that have invested in Nikola. And
Did he get subpoenaed?
And I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to jail if he gets, found guilty in a court of law. So that's quite some time he'll be doing if he gets charged for lying to shareholders and stuff like that. So, and that's something that's happening that's EV related, I guess, as far as that goes. I don't know. I'm sorry, Marcos. I totally cut you off about the coding.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting my time. Oh, I go now? Okay. So there's like specifically some news. This is technically old news, but still news as of 2021, that a person in the UK has been part of a group for using CRISPR to try to fix a genetic defect in a genetic disease in him. Called he inherited a devastating disease. Full stop. And a CRISPR gene editing tool breakthrough stopped it. So basically, thanks to CRISPR, after the annunciation 10 years ago and the full proof of concept in 2012, 2018, 2020, in 2021, he became part of a study of a 34 or 35 person group that had a specific kind of disease in their system. Let me read it out for you. It says, genetic diseases hack and roam naturally in our environment. But due to subtle advancements in CRISPR studies, it can now be used to actually save people. Still in the works though. And it was brought to you by NPR. Basically, they interviewed this guy that his grandfather, his father, and himself, it was 100% on the men's side that this genetic disease happened, that there was something in their liver, that it produced something in their proteins, that they would slowly lose sensation in their fingers, in their entire body. And the son, the oldest gentleman that was like in his 30s or 40s, mid 30s, he started losing tingling sensation in his fingers, to the point that those were the same side effects that his grandpa told him, that his dad told him. And there was a possibility, since he was in the medical system in the UK public system, they reached out to him via his primary physician, and they asked him if he wanted to participate. And he said yes. And as of 2010, there was enough development that he began to feel again the sensation in the tips of his fingers, all 10 of them. And they're still evaluating him. They're seeing how the long-term effects, because again, this was barely this end of the problem has happened in June, and it's barely been like over 30 days. They're still evaluating the data, seeing the side effects, all those things, possible outcomes that can happen. So thanks to CRISPR, there's a real world solution right now that has happened with an actual disease for now. Second one, it says the ultimate supersonic interceptor of the F-106 Delta Dart. This airplane is made in the 70s, but back in the day, it was touted to have the biggest supercomputer in the airframe, which was technically the size of a 21-inch monitor TV of its day. But technically, in an engineering term, they first created the computer, which can nowadays be like a chip, a processor, a CPU, anything, and then they created the airframe. Turns out that there was a technical issue with one of the pilots, that it resulted in him, when they were using it in training in the US, that he actually had to eject out of the plane. And the processes that were existing in the 70s allowed the plane to, without a pilot inside, after this pilot ejected, the forces gave it enough of a push of a force to realign itself, and managed to fly away, run out of fuel, and land in a cornfield, also known as the cornfield bomber. And somewhere in Minnesota in the winter, it landed in like 3 or 4 feet of snow and managed to run out of fuel and land the aircraft without any damage, no pilot, no cockpit glass, anything. It just landed. And that was the 70s. Thanks to that, thanks to the military, though, there were iterations of that technique, of that technology, to the point that there were way smaller processors that lead to the second one. This is the second one. The development of code to save fighter pilots. It's just awesome after more than 30 years. And this was the, what's the name of this one? The F-16 nosedives in training, again, over the United States. This one was in 2018. In 2018, there's actual HUD video of the trainer, of the other fighter pilot, was training him how to come out of a deep dive. There was something that the forces were so intense that the trainee pilot passed out completely on his own plane, and he was nosediving. The trainer already was telling him to pull up, and was already yelling at him because he was going fast. And they have the HUD of the guy passing out, and they can see his pulse and everything, and he wasn't responding. And you can see the plane go auto, pull up and all those things, and slowly it starts pulling up. And you can see the both perspectives of the trainer and the trainee, how it's recovering. And you can see the technical data, and you can see all of the technical data. And for me, as an aeronautical student and a mechanical engineer, just so exciting to see that the iterations of technology from the 70s all the way to the 2018s and 2020s, you can see the proof of concept, of coding, of mechanical data that you can reference from the past all the way to nowadays. And that excited me on the actual technical terms. What do you guys think? What do you think, Josue and Alan?
Does it make you feel all warm and tingly inside?
Yes.
That's all you need to say.
All I need to say, yes. What about you, Josue?
Don't worry, Marcos. Everything's going to be deja vu.
Deja vu? Deja vu?
But no, yeah, I think it's about time we wrap things up, because it is getting late.
So no anime?
Nah, I mean, it's just continuing. So nothing too excited.
Okay, so let's hold on. Yeah.
Wait, so just real quick before we say our final goodbyes, everybody's caught up to all the shows that we spoke about previously. Everybody's caught up, or are you stacking? Yes.
Everything except for
Sensei never says no to
girlfriend. Yes.
I think you were waiting for those words, Alan.
No, it's because he expressed his. He expressed terrible. Why he doesn't like it.
There's another girl in it, and I'm like, huh?
Huh?
There's a third one, guy?
Supposedly, according to Crunchyroll.
Curses you, Crunchy.
Isn't there
be crispy.
Like the domestic girlfriend one? Or is domestic girlfriend way better?
I don't know.
I don't know about better, but that opening though is better.
If you're judging an anime by an opening,
yes. Then domestic girlfriend would be better than girlfriend.
Yo, Handshakers is alright.
Season 1. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, personally for me,
guys, thank you so much.
I've been stacking, Sensei. I'm sorry, Sensei.
I've been thoroughly entertained. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Josue. And just to be to let know to the listeners, right now, our schedule is a little bit wonky. So right now they're gonna be here and there are posting. So, but still, we'll be posting. And
yes.
Stay frosty.
So please be mindful. If you see Marcos in the streets, do not listen to what he says. He is not saying when he's in the streets.
You're right. You saw me though when I was in the thick of it at work, right, Jose?
Yes, don't listen to what he says.
Yo, hopefully for
When
the
he-
next recording we can get a read on the analytics for the show.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
for a next.
Yeah, definitely next time.
Okay.
But yeah, just remember, stay frosty.
Stay
Unless
awesome
you're
out
on
there,
Marcos,
guys.
then don't stay frosty. You run.
Just
You run
run.
the other direction.
He's going to
He'll
find
hit you
you.
with his stick.
Stick what?
Yo, have an awesome night, everyone. Good
Have an
night.
awesome day, evening, night. Bye.
Bye.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning into the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way, we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.